I have great relationship with the Mexican people. I have many people working for me. You can look at the job in Washington. I have many legal immigrants working for me. Many of them come from Mexico. They love me. I love them. And I'll tell you something. If I get the nomination, I'll win the Latino vote. I will win it because I'm going to create jobs. Hillary Clinton is not going to be able to create jobs. I will tell you right now. Neither is Jeb Bush going to be able to create jobs. I will create jobs, and the Latinos will have jobs that they don't have right now, and I will win that vote.
All right, and probably, as I have mentioned, and we'll probably mention again, Donald Trump must employ thousands and thousands of Latinos and minorities and illegal immigrants, and and now they're pressing him on whether or not he employs illegal immigrants. But if you hire a contractor and they're building a big hotel or something and they hire illegals, I mean, it's very hard for you as the man at the top of the totem pole to figure it out. But joining us now on the Malzberg panel, Brad Hirschfield, author of You Don't Have to Be Wrong for Me to Be Right, and president of CLAL, and check him out at thewisdomdaily.com. And then Adam Thompson in this corner, senior partner, owner of the law offices of Adam Thompson, and criminal defense attorney, syndicated talk host, AdamThompsonLaw.com. Hello, gentlemen. All right, so the news breaking as we went to air is that Donald Trump is now atop the latest national poll for Republican presidential candidates, the poll done by The Economist and YouGov, and Donald Trump has 15 points to 11 for Jeb Bush and Rand Paul at 9, Scott Walker, Marco Rubio, and Mike Huckabee. Brad?
Look, 3 points. The first is that the predictive value of polling at this point in the process is near to zero. So no one should make anything of that. The second is that he's a singular candidate. I happen to think singularly bad. But what will happen is he's not going to end up getting the nomination. There will be coalescing around one or two of the other serious candidates, and that will knock him out. But here's what people should pay attention to, whether you love him or you loathe him. His popularity is telling us something about the American electorate, and we should pay attention to it. Right now, the American electorate would prefer what they see as a sincere circus act, which is what Donald Trump is, to insincere politics, even if it's better politics. And that's an important thing to pay attention to.
All right, well, Adam, to me, I don't think he's a circus act. I think he's Hillary wants to be the champion of every man and woman because she's such a common person. Although he's a billionaire, he's a hell of a lot more common than Hillary Clinton is, and that's what I think he's showing.
You can't make everybody happy, Steve, and the reason the polls are the way that they are is clear. And I said this before on your show. People want to be energized and listen to somebody who's speaking outside of the normal teleprompter or cue card boards that every other politician, doesn't matter Democrat, doesn't matter Republican, whoever they are reading from. People want to hear someone who sounds like they're speaking authentic, whether it's a little crazy at times, whether he's saying things politically incorrect. People think he's speaking at least from his heart and the truth, and is standing by what he says. So that's why he's atop in the polls. People are tired of hearing the same rhetoric from all these other Republicans.
Now, very quickly, both of you, Brad, if you believe that the chairman of the RNC, Reince Priebus, called him and said, tone it down, because Trump says that's not what happened.
I don't know who to decide there. I think Adam just confirmed what I said. People would prefer what they see as authentic, even if it's crazy. That's a bad place for politics, whatever you think. By the way, the one who's most likely to get hurt by that is Hillary, because she's seen as profoundly inauthentic. So really the one who should be most scared about Donald's ascendancy is Hillary, because if that's where the electorate is, the last thing they're going to want is a Hillary Clinton.
What about it, Adam? You think Priebus called and told him to tone it down?
I think he did because, again, Trump's speaking off the hip, and he's actually not just attacking Democrats, he's attacking other Republicans. And in the event that a Republican does get nominated other than him, he doesn't want him leaving blood on the floor.
All right, more of the panel coming up. Don't go away.
You know, you're starting with so many assumptions that I've never had a subpoena. There is nothing. Again, let's take a deep breath here.
Yeah, let's take a deep breath. There's never been a subpoena. Never been a subpoena. This woman lies almost every time she opens her mouth. I mean, what else can I say? Joining us on the Malzberg panel, Brad Hirschfield again and Adam Thompson again. They're both here again. They're rejoining us is what I should have said, I guess, and then I wouldn't have had to say it again so foolishly. But all right, let's start with you, Brad. I mean, you care for Hillary in a political sense, I guess.
I'm not even sure what that means.
All right,
but neither are you, so it's okay.
I'm not either. All right, I know I got a Donald Trump buttonling here, but anyway, I mean, this woman, she gave the CNN interview. She subpoena. There's never been a subpoena. No, that technically Clinton speak true. Like what is there were 3 subpoenas. So there's never been a subpoena. There's been 3 subpoenas. This woman is a liar. Oh, I didn't have to hand anything over. Lie. Oh, I used one device. Lie. I mean, when does it end with her?
Look, you're not going to get me to defend it, and the image of Trey Gowdy holding up the subpoena is not one she's going to be able to run from. And what I do think we agree about is that when you get into a pattern in which, by definition, whatever you do is correct, and that has been the Clintonian approach, whether they're right or they're wrong. They're right sometimes, and they're wrong sometimes. No, it's not a plot for the book, which is you don't have to be wrong for me to be right. But what it is a statement about is that I actually believe, and this is what does trouble me about her, even when I happen to agree with her, I don't think she knows the difference. I think she starts from the premise that whatever she's done is proper and correct, and the facts don't matter. And that's a very dangerous place to be.
Then I will, Adam, we're going to get to you, but then I will assume there's no way you could ever vote for this woman to sit in the Oval Office with her finger on the button if you're telling me she actually believes that whatever she says is right.
Never's a long time. Let's see what emerges.
Okay.
But do I think the single biggest issue with her?
Therapy for this?
Do I think no? Let's see who she runs against. But the single biggest issue there for her is not is she correct about any one policy.
Yeah.
It's is she trustworthy to actually do what she says.
Adam,
not at all clear.
I mean, in a court of law, I mean, this would be perjury.
She's got problems, Steve. You know, her credibility is getting more and more shot.
Wait. No. She also said in the interview, no, the people trust me, which is another lie.
Which is right. Her poll shows in that area is a whole nother conversation, but her credibility with the public is dropping just as fast. Here's the problem. Not only was she served the 3 subpoenas, I want to see the next step taken. When a subpoena is prepared and served, it's served on somebody. So you have 3 different subpoenas that were served on supposedly either Hillary herself, some of her staff. 3 different times someone had a sign to say they got it, or a process server is going to say, I served it on X, and they'll have that information. They should release the names of the 3 people that the 3 subpoenas were served on, who probably will be her staff, who then have a responsibility to tell her you served with a subpoena. We have to preserve records.
No, I figured it out now. The New York Post today reported that Uma Abedin, Mrs. Weiner, has already picked out her bedroom at the White House. They already picked it out for her. And so maybe she's been signing and not telling Hillary, oh, it's my fault. I forgot. I was talking to Anthony about the baby, and I signed for something. I didn't know what it was. So Hillary is right. She never knew that there was a subpoena. I could see it now. And there's Anthony Weiner like, yeah, she's right. Yeah, wait a minute. Hold it. Yeah, wait, let me text this. I can't take it anymore. All right, here, I can't take, now let me start with Adam on this one. We've heard so much about, people's religious freedom won't be violated by the gay marriage, whatever. So now you have these 2 bakers, Christian bakers, who refused to bake a wedding cake for a lesbian couple, lesbian wedding. And now the judge says to them, you better pay up $135,000 by Monday. Like there's some kind of, thug, crook, God knows what they did by Monday, or you're in big trouble. Adam?
Yeah, this case is very troubling for a few reasons. Everyone is entitled to the right to religious beliefs, but at the same time, people who live in a state here in the United States of America also are entitled to their beliefs. If a same-sex marriage couple wants to get a cake baked, they can obviously go to many other bakers, many of which will do it. But they're going to one that's refusing to do it. The bigger question here is this right or wrong? Well, they're going to get a chance to appeal to a higher court and let the courts decide. And I think the courts are going to still come out in their favor that the cake should have been baked. Because there's the question I want to pose to you, Steve. What if it was a black family and they went there and they said, well, we don't want to bake a cake for a black family?
I never buy that analogy with the.
I don't like people hiding behind religion.
All right, Adam. I don't buy that. We have religious freedom. We don't have racial discrimination freedom in this country. Brad, you get the final word.
The final word is that, Adam, I don't agree, but not for the reason that Steve mentioned. I don't agree because the discrimination here was not serving them because they are a gay couple. That is and should be and should always be illegal. This was them saying we don't want to participate in the celebration of a ceremony that conflicts with our values. So I don't think they're the same. The $135,000 is outrageous. They will get to appeal it, and I hope they don't have to pay it.
To be continued. Thank you, gentlemen, and we want your feedback, folks. Let us know what you think of today's show and what we're talking about. Log on to newsmaxtv.com/comments. newsmaxtv.com/comments.